Hey folks, this is Dr. K, and I'm going to do a quick walkthrough of the client-server application activity. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. First, let's open IntelliJ IDEA Ultimate. And I do want you to notice that I do here in my directory structure, I have my CS5244 working directory, which we want everybody to have. It doesn't have to be in developer, but it should be CS5244, and that's where Apache Tomcat should be installed, and that's where your project should be installed. Okay, so what I'm going to do here okay, so I'm going to start a new project, and you want to choose Jakarta EE. Okay, you want to call your project your name. Mine is Dr. K, and this is going to be in camel case. Dr. K sample. It doesn't have to be sample, but it has to be server. Okay, and it's going in the working directory. Okay, and here for the template, you want to make sure you have web application chosen. Okay, and no application server. We're going to create that. You want to make sure that Java and Gradle are selected. And then here, the servlet 5 should be selected by default. You can just leave that selected. It's not going to be a big problem either way. And then you want to go to your build.gradle file, and you want to get rid of COM example and 1.0-snapshot. Those are just added to the name, and they make things longer. And then whenever you do that, whenever you modify your Gradle file, you want to reload your Gradle changes. Okay. Clicking on that little elephant with the reload button underneath. Okay, and then once you've done that, you want to go to your run configurations. Okay, and you want to edit your configurations. And for this one, we're going to add a new configuration. You can either do it here, or you can just do it here. I'm going to do it on the side here. And you want this one to be Tomcat server local. Okay, and you can see I've already got Tomcat 10.1.9, but if you don't have that, you can just search for it here. If you don't have that automatically pop up, you can just search for it in your directory structure. It should be in your working directory, your CS5244 directory. So everybody should have Tomcat 10.1.9 installed. Okay. I'm going to say OK, and then I'm going to go to deployment, and it says nothing to deploy, so you can hit this fix button, and you can see that it tells me an artifact to deploy is drk sample server.war. That is the one I want. I don't want the exploded one. And the application context is the directory that comes up after the host and the port. And you want to simplify this. You want to get rid of Gradle there, and you want to get rid of war. Okay, and then when you apply this, you can go back to the server and you can see, okay, this is where it's going to deploy. HTTP localhost 8080 drk sample server. And that's exactly what we want. Okay, and then to run the application, you just hit the green arrow here. And you should see a screen with Hello World, and that's exactly what we see. Okay, so that's the server side. Pretty simple. And now let's go to the client side. For the client side, you're going to need to open up a terminal, and you're going to need to go find your CS5244 directory. We want to keep that. And you can see here, actually, let me do this. You can see here that Dr. K sample server is in my working directory, and I also want my client to be in my working directory. So for this, we're going to need to run the command npm create vite at latest. Okay, it has to be that command. So we're going to run that from our terminal, from our console, and we want to give it a project name. So I'm going to give it a similar name. Dr. K sample server is what I called the server side. That's all in camel case. This is going to be in kebab case, all lowercase letters with dashes that separate words. Okay, so this is going to be Dr. K dash sample client. Okay, and then you see we have a view right here. That's what we're going to be using. And we have TypeScript, JavaScript are customized with Vue Create. We are going to be using TypeScript, but we want a more fine-grained ability to change things. So I'm going to use Customize with Vue Create. That's what you should use. And add TypeScript, yes, we're going to be using TypeScript. Add JSX support, no. Add Vue router, yes. Add Pinia, yes. These are all things we're going to be using like almost every time we create a new client. Add unit testing, no. Add end-to-end testing, no. Add ESLint, yes. That's a definite yes. Add prettier, yes. Okay, and now it's asking me to run this stuff, so I will do that. I'll just follow the instructions here. CD Dr. K sample client. Okay, and I'm going to run npm install. And wait till it installs. And then I'll just do the npm run format. So I'm just following instructions right now. And what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to do the npm run dev yet. I want to set this up inside of IntelliJ before I do that. Okay, so I'm going to go back to IntelliJ, where I actually have my server running, right? I can tell my server's running on localhost 8080. That's my Tomcat server. And I want to get the client running too. So I'm going to go back to IntelliJ, and I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to say New Project. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to say Open Project because we just created our client project. So we should be able to open it in IntelliJ. I'm going to go to Developer CS5244, and there it is, Dr. K sample client. I'm going to hit Open. And where would you like to open the client? I'm going to choose a new window. I want two windows open. Okay. That looks fine. And now I'm going to go ahead and open a terminal. Okay, you go that by View, Tool Windows, and Terminal, or you can hit Option F12. Okay, and now I'm going to do an npm run dev. Okay, and this runs the thing in developer mode, and we should see this build, and we should see a link to HTTP localhost 5173. 5173 is the default port here when you're running a client application created with Vite, V-I-T-E. And if you see 5174, it means you have probably already got this port occupied. You probably already have run your client with npm run dev, so you probably have it running twice, and you want to get back to 5173, okay, if you ever run into this problem. So we don't want to use 5174. So I'm just going to click on that, and it says I've done it, so I'm going to consider that a success. And then I can take a screenshot. I've got my Dr. K sample server in camel case. I got my Dr. K sample client in kebab case. So I've got two windows open with my two portions of the project, and I'm just going to go ahead and take a screenshot of that, and boom, that's it. I've got a screenshot, and I can rename it here. Dr. K client server application. Okay, and I can drag that to the desktop, and then that's what you need to upload to Canvas. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the Q&A on Tuesday.